Hi there, this is Chris Kellett with museGrid.com. Let's take a look at the Font Awesome widget in Spring Pack. That's the free, amazing widget pack from museGrid.com. Font Awesome is an image font. So this allows us to place resolution-independent graphics onto the page. Because it's a font, we can rescale and we can use the text tools to do various things. But we've made this widget very easy to use. It's a simple interface. Let's take a look at it. Let's drag it onto the page here. And straight away we have an icon rendered onto the page. And we have some settings here that make it very easy to use. So let's take a look at what an image font looks like. We can see it renders nicely onto the screen. And the great thing with this is if we select the font and make it bigger, the font, because it's vector based, it's font based, we have this image resizing without any pixelation. So it's not a PNG file, it's a vector file, so that renders nicely onto the page. We can change its color with the text tool because it's classed as a font. And although we're not using the size here, we're able to rescale with the handles instead, which makes it easier to use in my estimation. So how do we get different fonts? Well, if we open up the options here, we can see here, click Font Awesome icon, choose a page. So if we click that, we go out to this cheat sheet of all the different icons available. Now, rather than putting this entire list into a widget, which would make it pretty difficult to use, we're linking out to their cheat sheet page, which makes it a lot easier to select. So let's say, for instance, we want to put a Behance logo on our page. We're just going to copy that piece of code there, that piece of text. We're going to open up our widget, paste it in here, and there we go. We have that rendering out on the page, and we can change that, alter that, resize it, and it'll always render nicely into the browser. And these work on devices, on tablets, phones, so they work across all devices, and it's a really great way of getting icons into your page. Let's just take a look at one more and see how we could use this for when we're building design. So let's say, for instance, we wanted to place a menu icon for, let's say, a mobile menu. So we could put a PNG file, but just as easy, just drag this onto the page, the Font Awesome onto the page, put this this widget down onto the page, and then we can resize it. Let's say we'll pop a rectangle behind it. Let's change the color of that to black, set that to backwards, and then change this color to white, and we can see very quickly we can start producing navigation elements, menu elements with these font icons without having to touch Photoshop or open a graphics editor, and we can have our icons in here very quickly. The other options that we have is icon rotation and the being able to flip the icon. Now you could just rotate this with the transform tools in Muse, but better is to use their rotation. So we could flip this horizontally. It's not really going to make a difference to this icon. Let's switch it to 100. Let's switch it to 90 degrees rather, so we can see it rotating there. Let's just set that to none. And we also have animation on these icons. So if we wanted to make this icon rotate, let's switch that icon rotation on and hit preview. And then we're going to, we need to switch on, once that icon switched on, we'll switch it to be, there's a delay on that animation. Let's set that to 0, and let's put the infinite rotation on, and now let's take a look at that in preview. And you can see I don't know why you would want that to rotate like that, but this would be useful for a cog or something circular where you might want it to rotate. We can also do other things. This is more to, this may be useful, may not, but we wanted to put it in there anyway because there are reasons why you might want to do this. Let's switch the infinite off and put some easing on the animation. And we can change the rotation speed as well. Let's drop that down a little bit, and let's take a look at that now. So you can see it rotates in, so that might be a nice loading animation. And you can also set a delay, so you could set the delay to a couple of seconds so that that animation doesn't run until the page is loaded up. So that's the Font Awesome icon, very easy to use. Again, with this widget, if you need to watch this tutorial again, just click on the Help and Tutorials, and that takes you straight to our help page where you can watch this tutorial again. Thanks for watching.